rise up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane.
What's up, Domino community? In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be working on a Pastel versus Vibrant Colours domino screen link. And this is the first part of a very long behind the scenes. There's going to be a fair few videos on this in the first couple of weeks. But in this episode, I'm working on a massive Sonar Mod, as I can start to see forming on the screen. And, well, the reason why I'm doing this is because Bulk Dominoes have their own leaderboard system, and the current Sonar Mod record is, I believe, 1,378. Don't quote me on that, it may be one off or whatever. But I thought it would be a good idea for the start of this screen link to just have a go and beat that. I mean, nothing could go wrong, right? Well, I guess you'll have to see the rest of the video to see. But, well, we're starting off with this circular shape, which I thought, for a first concept, was not a bad idea. And, well, it wasn't really. Because, well, it was extremely dense, but, that did end up becoming a problem. As we can see now, I'm also applying clear dominoes around the pastel ones. And you might notice that these are, well, they're quite far apart compared to the inner ones. But that is because my clear dominoes are the oldest ones I own, I'm pretty sure. Like, some of them date back to the start of 2020, which may not sound that bad, but I would always use them for just, like, the tallest structures and things. So they're so flimsy. And for something as unstable as the Sonar Mod, it was tricky to balance, and I was worried about, them triggering in a row. We can also now see that I'm starting to place the vibrant ones around, and I think the clear, especially in this design, had a really nice split between them. Now, let's speed up the final processes a bit more just so that we can get to how this first Falldown went. So, well, as we can see here, the rows are very dense on the outside, and this meant that when I toppled it, they just couldn't move. I'd done them so close because I was worried about them not really fitting in the room, but yeah, it was a bit annoying considering I'd spent the weekend on this, but I had the patience to set it up again. But before we get onto that, let's also have a look at this quite nice shot. So off I went to build it out again. Only this time I would make sure that each row was approximately a domino height apart from the previous one. And this would mean that there would definitely be room to fall, and I can confirm that there was. Well, it was not really that well spaced at first, and what we can also see is that this is actually a square. I don't know why I didn't mention that. But if you think through the maths, then it would fit in the room better. Just because of like the area to diameter ratio complex stuff. But also, because I was still doubting it would fit in the room, I made this table, which basically just shows that for each diameter, how many dominoes can be fitted in that row. Which was encouraging to see that I could fit 1,900 in the room when I needed to place 1,600. But yeah, you'll see eventually that I diverted from this original shape because it was getting too close to the size of the room, and I also realised that I made it not in the centre of the room quite because, well, as we can see, there were a few there were different spacings. Here we see I start to move away from it. I decided that to do all these curls around, which was well, it wasn't a bad idea really. Because then I could just go in facing that direction and then just fill up a huge section through like all those chairs and back stuff around there. There still wasn't a load of space. However, when it was getting really late, it was about 10 PM, some clear dominoes triggered there, and it knocked all of those like 600 there. This was so annoying. But, well, I guess we move on to day 3. And right off the bat, it fell again. Grrr. And now I was up to the same position I was where it fell the day before. But what I had discovered was that the whole section on that side of the room is like, I think it's hollow or something under the floor, but there's something that makes it really vibratey. And by that I mean, well, just easy to vibrate. So yeah, this was quite annoying on several occasions, but we got through it eventually. You might also be wondering, Noah, why have you used suddenly a different surface just to put a switchback of clears? And that's because, well, this clear surface, which I believe was taken off some picture frame, is, it's a lot more grippy, and so for the really flimsy clears, as I've said before, it meant I could do sharper curves without worrying about them falling or going in crazy directions. But also, what we can now see is that I'm sticking it, well, a lot more to the original pattern this time, so that there are less curves. But we've got curves on either end, because I don't want to go around the whole thing. So I had been trying to, complete that last section of the Sonar Mod very late at night. But but then all of a sudden, vibrations kicked in again, and it toppled about another 100. So we were up again for day 5, and the pressure was really on, because the cleaner was coming the next day, and I had to build, topple, and clean up all of this in a matter of about an hour, because I was going out for some, well, there was a poetry competition going on at school in the evening. However, I got back, and the floor looked like this. My mum thought she'd beat me to it on the cleaning, and did it in the school day, so thank you for that. Anyway, I got slightly ahead of myself there. The Falldown, which I'm starting now, you're not going to see now. The final video, I believe, is going to premiere on the 29th of June, so stay tuned for that, and enjoy the Falldown. See ya!
Real things up to